Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Out of the Park Baseball 26 with the St. Louis Cardinals. We are at July 1st. Before we get into the gaming, just the housekeeping stuff. First video is doing very, very well as far as my channel is concerned, so thank you so much for that. Keep the likes coming, keep the comments coming, keep the subscriptions coming. And then also, and I forgot to mention this in the first two videos, I've got a Discord. It's a small Discord. There's about 70 of us there right now. Leave the link in the description below. You can come on over and say hi. We chat a lot about Out of the Park baseball, and we got some guys over there who are into racing and some other sports simulation stuff. So come on over and join the Discord as well. After you've left the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and left a comment. All right, that out of the way. Time to get into July. So I simmed to the end of June, and it wasn't a good month. We're 38 and 48, and we were 11 and 17 in June. That was following up a 15 and 12 May and a 9 and 18 April. So not a good start. We don't do much of anything well other than hit home runs. But with nobody on base, you end up with numbers like this: 13 home runs, 28 knocked in. So it's July 1st. We're going to go up to the draft. We're going to do the draft. We're going to do the trade deadline. And that'll be it for this episode. I did make one trade during the month of June. Let's go here. So we traded Ryan Helsley and Jojo Romero, which cleared 2.3, and then whatever's left on this, about half, so about $6 million to the San Diego Padres. We got younger, so we traded 30 and 28 for 26 and 25 is essentially what we did. Picked up Jeremiah Estrada, who is, I would say, a step down from Helsley, but he's also on the league minimum. He had gotten off to a good start this year with San Diego as their closer. Was really good a year ago. Still has some room for growth. Fastball slider guy. Already has 3 saves. He was really good in his first 3 outings. Blew up a little bit in his last one, but we picked up Estrada. And then Cole Papham, who, I don't know, he looks all right. Fastball, curveball. I mean, if he ends up at 55, 65, 45, I mean, there's use in that. So, and he's a hard thrower, 96 to 98. So we got a little bit younger and a little bit cheaper. So we traded Helsley along with Romero for Estrada and Papham. We brought Jordan Walker back up. He hit really well in AAA in his month that he was down there. So figured we'd give him another opportunity and see if he can develop. This month, we're probably looking at trading Contreras. We're probably looking at trading Eric Feddy. I mean, maybe Sonny Gray if anybody wants him, just because of that contract. And we've already seen that Arenado doesn't have a ton of value, but that's sort of the plan here. Feddy, Contreras, and then maybe Arenado and Gray. We will see. So we're going to sim ahead a couple of days. We probably won't make any trades until after the draft. So we'll just sim here for the next 11 days and get up to the draft. We lose 5-0. We lose 2 out of 3 to Pittsburgh. Yeah, we're not good. That's fine in year 1, I suppose. 3 in a row we lose. 4 in a row we lose. 5 in a row we lose. Oof. Oh. Lose Feddy for 4 weeks, but again, we can trade injured players. So that's not the worst thing in the world. I'm not ready to call up Quinn Matthews yet. He's just not ready. And I don't want to blow the option year if I can help it. So I think it's going to be one of these two. Yeah, Roby's not ready either. I think we'll go. Do we have? Wanted to see if maybe we had a veteran down there. Yeah, Zach Thompson will do. Call up Zach Thompson and stick him in the rotation as well. So we're sort of bottoming out here a little bit in July. We haven't won a game yet. 12 games out of first place. So yeah, I mean, we're at a point where just trading every piece we can and Contreras gets hurt. Of course he does. So both of the players that we wanted to trade both got hurt here this month. Hopefully that doesn't hurt us long term. We'll call up Prieto. And I think we just stick Baker in there at first base. Stick Baker in there at first base. And then, I don't know, stick Donovan in at DH. Doesn't really matter. About Walker cleanup. We won, though. We won 13-12. Contreras with a good game before he got hurt. Walker's got his average up about 10 points since we called him up. This is really bad. Estrada's getting blown up a bit. Struck out 10, walked 7 in 5 1/3. Yeah, so the first part of this video is just getting to the draft. All right, so we are at the draft. We are 40-55. We win 6-5. Walker's up to 188, so that number's increasing a little bit. Newt bar is down under 200, which isn't good. All right, so it's draft time. Let's get into the draft. And for those of you who haven't seen the draft yet, this is a pretty cool new draft screen. You can see here it gives you really everything. It tells you what the picks are. It shows you the entire, well, not the entire draft pool, but I think it's the top 200 and something players. Gives you what the mock draft is. So it says we're going to end up with Laviolette, which I wouldn't hate, truth be told. Just elite power, good eye. He'll hit enough. Probably a first baseman, maybe a left fielder, but it tells you, the scout gives you multiple recommendations. It gives you the pipeline, which is the top players in the draft. And then it gives us our slot numbers here. So if we were up against it financially, we could see who we might be able to take. So we'll just go pick by pick. And my guess is Washington takes Holiday. I think in every sim I've done so far, that's been the top pick. Ethan Holiday goes first to the Nationals. Let's see who LA takes. They take Laviolette. Okay, well, that's a bit disappointing. We still have the top pitching arm out there, James Ellwanger, who, I mean, if he falls to us, that's probably going to be, there's some good arms in here. Like they think that this 18-year-old is a better option, and he might be, but I really hesitate to take 18-year-old pitchers if I can help it. So, all right, Seattle takes Nyans, the third baseman. Colorado takes Brady Ebel. Okay, so now it's our pick. Our scouting recommendations are Ellwanger, James, Cerna, and Syme Jr. I don't mind taking an 18-year-old hitting prospect, but not a pitching prospect. And Coy James looks pretty good, but I think it's Ellwanger, right? I mean, high leader, high adaptability, low loyalty, low baseball IQ, but OSA likes him even more. It also has the development risk, so he could, according to OSA, he could hit these numbers. He could also blow up. For us, it's a medium development risk with a scouting accuracy of average. I mean, 65, 65, 45 with that type of home run allowed. I mean, for me, it's Ellwanger, but we'll kind of take a look and see what else is here. It's got Quentin Young as the fourth player on the board. Riley Quick listed as the third best player. Jared Spencer is the fourth. Appenzeller. I like all that. I mean, high leader, adaptability, work ethic, and IQ. But again, he's 18. I don't want to take that with my first pick. Kane Kepley. Looks all right. And you've got all sorts of different pages you can sort of scroll through here. So here's what's left. And you can also do this the old school way. If you want to just come in here and look at things sort of the way it used to be, so to speak, you can do that here as well. So there's Ellwanger, there's Miguel Syme Jr. He wants $11 million. I mean, it looks like he's going to be an absolute beast, but again, with the 18-year-olds, you never can tell. So I I try to just stay away when I can. Batters, yeah, nothing elite there from Kason Cunningham is on here, and apparently we didn't scout him enough. But he looks like he's going to be pretty darn good. I think we're going to go with James Ellwinger with our first pick. He's already a 35. That's going to be my pick. Let me know what you think I should have done in the comments below. So we're going to take Ellwanger. It's going to give us the notification. It's going to give us some confetti, which is pretty neat, I guess. So we will take him, and we will just sim to our next pick. So from there, it went... Oh, yeah, I'm not going to go through all of them. Young, Cerna, Kason Cunningham went 13. Syme went 19 to the Blue Jays. It feels like a pretty good value pick for them. Liam Doyle, who's one of the top real players in the draft, went to the Cubs. There's Chase Shores. Baltimore had 3 picks in the top 31. Spent it on 3 pitchers. McKernan, Canarella, Peoples. These are all players that I've seen in other sort of simulations as I've messed around. Colton Smith. All right, so it's our pick in the second round, 12th overall. We got Tyler Baird. Meh, I don't like the stuff on him. Ethan Claus. Good defensively, middle infielder, but again, low work ethic, low baseball IQ. Miles Upchurch, an 18-year-old pitcher who has some skill. Joseph Zirwa. Doesn't look bad either. He's not a 18-year-old. See that, so you can look at the pipeline, and this kind of shows you some of your best players, and you can see that Appenzeller is still there. I think we may take the 18-year-old pitcher here. High leader, high adaptability, high work ethic, high baseball IQ. He wants $5 million, but we are going to spend less on Ellwanger. Yeah, it's all pitchers left. It's hard to pass up on someone like Appenzeller. Just looking to see if there's a bat that can't pass up on in the second round. It doesn't look like there is. It looks like this is a pitcher heavy draft, which is fine. I mean, that's what we need. Frost. Yeah, I think Appenzeller is the pick. If he develops, he's 6'6", 185. He's a lefty. He ends up at 75, 50, 45 with the pitches that he has. I think we're good with that. He's got all the personality traits, so got all the stuff kind of working in his order or on his side for development. So we're going to take Appenzeller with the second pick. Next pick, Ethan Moore is still here. Low financial ambition or high financial ambition, but I don't know. I like Ethan Moore. Good contact, good avoid K. Infield errors, probably a second baseman unless that range gets better. I think Moore is going to be the guy we plug in here, but I do want to go to Sortable. Yeah, he's the top guy there. I don't think there's any question. I think we take Ethan Moore with this third pick. Again, he wants less than slot, which is good because Appenzeller wanted more, so we will take Moore here with our third pick. So we move on to the fourth. Oh, that was we had 2 second-round picks there. Okay. All right, so now we've got Lucas Steele, who's a high work ethic, good bat catcher. We could probably work on the defense in the development lab. He's 21. He's already pretty well developed with the bat. I don't mind that. Eli Pitts, high schooler, low baseball IQ, good defensively, good speed, decent enough contact. Crossland, college arm, high adaptability, low work ethic, low baseball IQ. He is listed as the best player still available. confused because here it shows his potential at 65, but when you actually click on him, it shows him at a 50. Chase Bentley looks all right. Josh Proctor, maybe Josh Proctor instead. OSA doesn't like him quite as much as we do, but decent enough defensively. I think we go. Do we want to take the 18-year-old or do we want to take the 21-year-old catcher? Looks like there are still some catchers left here. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take Proctor with this pick. Still a long way to go, but a big kid as an 18-year-old, 6'6", 215 pounds. I don't really know much about his personality, but I like the ratings. The range isn't great, but the arm and the range looks pretty good for third base. We'll take Josh Proctor. So Steele is still there, so we could just take Steele now if we wanted to. We got Carson Turnquist. I like Turnquist as sort of a high floor, low ceiling kind of guy, right? Doesn't look like he's ever going to be anything elite, but 55, 50, 45 with a wipeout, changeup, and high work ethic. I think we'll bounce over and take a pitcher here. Only wants $75,000. Next pick. It's got a couple of catchers in here. Trent Grindlinger, high school student with high loyalty. Grant J. Maybe a little bit better with the bat, but I don't like catchers with low work ethic. Never have. Chase Bentley, low work ethic, but high loyalty, high baseball IQ. Doesn't throw particularly hard, but he is only 18. I don't know. Grindlinger looks okay. 6'3", 200-pound catcher. Bentley's still there. Santos, Cam Maldonado, low work ethic, good defensive outfielder, goes to Northeastern, my neck of the woods. Eli Pitts, Brock Kettleson, good outfielder, good speed, high work ethic. Yeah, Brock Kettleson, he's only 17, so is he really going to develop? Who knows? But he's got the high work ethic, so there's at least the possibility. So we'll draft Brock here in the 6th. Bentley's still hanging around, huh? I think it's hard to pass up someone like Chase Bentley here. Let's see who the best player is that hasn't been drafted yet. Carter Gaston, or at least the draft pipeline. Who knows if that's actually accurate. Mock draft, Tucker Biven was supposed to go in the 2nd round. He hasn't been picked yet. Yeah, well, I can see why. I think we're just going to go Bentley here. I think we're going to take Bentley here. Wants a lot of money, but we can afford it. All right, so now I think we go in and we kind of do it the old way. So let's go to, I want to go to fielding ratings. I want to find myself a good defensive catcher. You got Adonis Guzman, who's, always a safe bet. He's only got 50 framing. I want to add in the catcher framing rating here. Fielding ratings, catcher framing. All right, so you got Anson or Rose, who can't hit at all. Who's got the best frame? It's a Rose, okay. Jackson Owen. Meh. I think we're gonna take Guzman, even with the 50 framing. He's got the 65 blocking and 75 arm. So we're gonna, and you do have to drag and drop. You can't just right click on them and draft from here anymore. So you do have to drag and drop. So we'll take Adonis Guzman in the 8th round. Now let's go to individual pitch potential. Yes, we will save that. Let's see what we got here. We've got Sam Slodick, who's a knuckleballer. Terrible. Tanner Franklin. I want to customize this as well and pull up, what am I looking or general. I want to pull up work ethic, baseball IQ, and adaptability. And then work ethic will go on the left so that I'm not missing things. Joe Areola, high work ethic, college arm. Yep, yep. And those are the players I'm hoping for that TCR bump. And so Tanner Franklin is 21. I mean, he's got the good pitches, but lacks the high work ethic. Roman Bracamonte out of New Mexico State. He's playing in the development league right now. High work ethic, adaptive. I mean, he's got all the peripherals, but Jake Clemente, low control. If he was 18, I might take him because you might get a bump to that control. Gavin Jones. Dylan O'Born. Yeah, he looks okay. Florida Atlantic. High work ethic. In the 10th round. It's hard to pass up on someone with those kinds of pitches. The control. I mean, he's got the killer stuff, but I don't see it. Samol. He's playing in the development league as well. Yeah, we can take him. Or do we take Bersema? Hayden Lewis is a reliever. Yeah, we'll take Samol. 6'7", 225-pound lefty. Let's go back to fielding ratings. Yes, I want to save that. Outfield. Batters. What do we got? We got Dallas Grease, who looks okay. Plays for North Carolina. Vince Fattore. We can go Fattore. Plays for Duke. Really good defensively. The bat looks just okay, but in the 15th round or 13th round or whatever, what you're gonna get, Matthew Bowden, a shortstop with no power, but I like the defensive ratings. Clay Grady looks like he literally can play all over the field, including catcher. That's got some interesting value, so we'll take Clay Grady. Now let's go back to the Draft Central and see what it thinks we should do here. We've got Michael Mancini, who's out for a while. He doesn't have the personality, but those ratings aren't terrible, I guess. Brock Blatter is a 21-year-old this late. Yeah, we can take Blatter. Unless Boucher is significantly better. Significant at this point is we'll just take Blatter. He was the highest rated player remaining. All right, so now we got Jax Bishop. I don't like the home run allowed. He's going to give up a ton of bombs. Velasquez is an impossible sign. We got Boucher on there. I think we'll take Boucher here. Or do we take Joseph Chiodoto? Good out. I think we take Chiodoto here. Yeah. Velasquez, Gio Arzuaga. 22-year-old out of BC. Yeah, I'd take a BC guy. I'm a Boston guy myself, so a couple more picks. We got Brock Silvers, Sullivan Bracken, Diego Velasquez, who we can't sign, and then Ashton Wong. Silvers is listed as the best remaining player, but he's pretty awful. It's fine. We'll take him. Couple rounds left. I did want to play this at least this draft to the end. Rocky. Meh. Velasquez is the best player remaining. Bracamonte. He's got the high work ethic and everything, so I think we'll take him here. And then with our final pick in the draft, who will we take? Shortstop. Oh, yeah. You can do that at a Harvard. Power. He's 21, so he's likely never to develop. But we will take Giovanni Colasante with our final pick. So that is the draft. We will negotiate with these guys really quick. Yeah, so we're going to get Appenzeller first. We'll sign him. And Bentley, because those are the two guys who wanted more than slot. Now everybody else we should be able to offer. Yeah, I mean, we still have plenty of money, so I'm not terribly worried about it. But we will go ahead and sign the rest of these players. And that is the draft. So let me know how you think we did. Did I make the right selection with our first round pick? I'm going to pause for just a second, and I will come back and we will move on with the rest of the month. All right, so post-draft, the plan is to trade off some of these extra assets, I guess, for lack of a better term. We'll start with Feddy. I do want to trade both Feddy and Contreras at a minimum, and then we'll go from there, and we'll see what Arenado can get us in return. Maybe Sonny Gray, but all right. So Feddy actually has a tiny bit of value. David Hamilton from the Red Sox. He's been bad this year, but I'm playing the Red Sox offline, and Hamilton actually has been a pretty nice player with the speed, the defense. That's not a bad option, given he's making the minimum as well. If we had him, we'd slot him in at second. That would allow us to move Gorman to first, and that improves our defense quite a bit, gives us some speed at the top of the order. I don't hate that idea. Pitching is obviously what I'm most what I'm looking for, but that I don't hate that idea. Eduardo Julian, good, another good eye. Looks very similar to Newt Bar with that ADI. Medina is out for a year and a half. IKF, no thank you. I mean, I think I'm gonna load this up as pictures real quick just to see if there's a different option. But I don't hate that move for David Hamilton. Honestly, I really don't. Get Roansy Contreras from Baltimore. I mean, I feel like I might be able to get Roansy. He's bounced around a bunch. I like the Hamilton move better anyway, but yeah, I think the play's David Hamilton. Let me know your thoughts. I think the play's Hamilton though. Obviously, if we could get a pitcher that would help us, that's the better solution, but I think this is the play. Can we get anything else from Boston in addition to David Hamilton? We're not going to get any of their top prospects. Mikey Romero, we'll get him to, I don't want to say laugh at us, but we won't get Romero. Obviously, we're not going to get Anthony or Password or Meyer or anybody like that, but maybe. So if we want Blyce, we have to send them one of our top players, prospects back, which I'm not prepared to do. Maybe we can get one of their pitching prospects because the game doesn't value pitching quite as much as it does hitting. I don't even know who I'm looking for. We're into the 40s, but that's okay. I'm not really concerned about their overall. I'm more concerned about their actual ratings. Guerrero got called up last year, pitched pretty well. He's out for 7 months though. Ingrassia is another guy that they're fairly high on. There's David Ortiz's son, D'Angelo. That's Little Poppy. Luis Perales. Can we get Perales? Oh, wow. Okay, so they really like Perales, which is weird. Sandlin. Toll? How long's he out for? A week. Okay. Arias, no, they like him. Vanellis is a good bat ish. A good bat ish. Luis Cohen. Reyes is somebody that they're high on. He's an 18-year-old kid in their DSL system. But yeah, they want Lynn, Matthews, Walker, or Weatherholt. I'm not prepared to do that. What if we add Contreras? No, that doesn't. I mean, Takoa Roby's 23. Yeah, and he's just not ready yet. I mean, he's slow developing. He's only got 35 stamina, so maybe he isn't a starting pitcher. I mean, I wouldn't make that deal at all. But really, so we get password from. That's his nickname, by the way, just in case you were curious why I keep calling him that. That's what he's been. That's what they've started to call him. So can I do it just like for that? What about this way? Okay, now we're getting somewhere. He's a 22-year-old outfielder. Putting up good numbers in AAA. He's a righty. Already decent ratings against lefties. Gives us some outfield help, and I wouldn't have to give up much more. I mean, I might screw around with this and see if there's some way I can keep Roby. Yeah, like we can give you Sagis because Hamilton's going to replace him. Okay, so they need Takoa Roby in here. Can we get a pitcher back? Not Toll. Slayton's not a bad arm. He's a ground ball guy. We can get Slayton. Okay. What about Romy Gonzalez? He's another player I like. He's 28. Not really a prospect. I mean, Slayton, 27. Garcia, 22. Hamilton, 27. We'd be giving up Contreras. Really, the only piece I care about here is Roby, but Roby's probably not a starter given that stamina, right? The stamina is only a 35. What else can I get? I mean, I may as well keep trying, right? Keep trying to add. Do they have anything on the big league roster they'd be willing to part with? Just thought maybe because of the contract they'd want to move him, but that's not the case. Rafaela playing shortstop for them. That's interesting. Huh. Only hitting 220. The bat's certainly not there. He signed to a 8-year, $60 million contract, which is what his contract is in real life. Okay, so Slayton doesn't impact this at all. So I can basically get Slayton for free. Put up really good numbers for the Red Sox last year. He's a ground ball guy. Yeah, I mean that. He needs to think about this. I mean, if I could get Hamilton, Garcia, Slayton, and Rafaela, I mean, it feels like a win. So let's go ahead and submit the offer and see what they say to us. Maybe they come back with a name that's a little less. Win, Newtbar, Walker, Matthews, Weatherhold. All right, so that's not gonna work. I'd love to get Rafaela. What about Duran? No, I can't get anybody in return. I mean, I like this trade. I like this trade. It doesn't give us the starting pitcher that we were looking for, but maybe we can. Okay, so there is significantly more value for Contreras than there is Feddy. Let's try it with Feddy like this and see what they say. Because I'd like to move Contreras for a starting pitcher if I could. So there's a loss. Quinn Matthews, Herrera, Walker, Contreras. Yeah, all right. So we will remove Feddy and we will put Contreras back in there. Hamilton, Garcia, and Slayton. It gives us a pretty darn good prospect back from the Red Sox, along with a starting second baseman. He hasn't started for them this year, but a starting second baseman with a ton of speed, high work ethic, good defensively. The bat is passable. It's fine against righties and it's passable against lefties. And then Justin Slayton, who would improve our bullpen. Anything else I want to go after here? Yeah, the rest of their bullpen's terrible. Man, it would be nice to get Rafaela in there as well. And that helps the defense. But if I do that, Matthews, Newtbar, Walker, Weatherhold. I mean, I can't trade Matthews. He's our only decent pitching prospect. So what can we give you that might flip this a little bit? I mean, we trade Burleson, and that moves Rafaela to the outfield. I can't trade Lynn or Matthews. I just can't do it. Donovan. So Donovan actually makes it worse, which is weird. What about so Palante's an extreme ground ball guy. I'd rather not move him. I'd rather not move McGreevy just because he's 25. Liberatore is not gonna change anything, is it? No. What if I threw in the cash to cover Contreras this year? Change it at all. Okay. And a lot of times I'm not going to sit here and have you guys watch this, but I figure given with it being the first season, we may as well. Baez doesn't really change things, I don't think. All right, we're gonna make the deal like this. So David Hamilton, Justinson Garcia. I don't even know how to pronounce it, honestly. I've just always called him Password. I'm gonna have to look that up now. Garcia and Slayton for Contreras, Sagisi, and Takoa Roby. We're gonna go ahead and make that deal. Slayton, Hamilton, Prieto can go down. Slayton and Hamilton will both come up. We now have too many pitchers on the roster. Leahy can go to AAA. Let's see what that does to our bullpen. It makes Slayton our setup man. That is fine. Lineup perspective, Hamilton comes in as our everyday second baseman. Moves Gorman to first. Moves Hamilton up here. We do a little something like that. Hamilton at second. Gorman at first. And Luke and Baker will come in at DH. All right, so one trade is done. And then Garcia, where did it stick him? AAA probably? Yeah. So we will disable his promotion. Tell me his ratings dropped already. We'll get a scouting report on him. Hopefully he's closer to what we have versus what OSA has. But he's a good defensive outfielder. Potentially has some power. All right. So we still have Feddy to move. Let's just sim a couple of days. We're terrible, man. We are terrible. All-Star game. Did anybody make it from the Cardinals? Or I guess who made it from the Cardinals? Herrera. That's it. Okay. Ivan Herrera. Ryan Helsley made it. Good for him. Herrera made it. I'm pleased there. Sim ahead another day or two. Yeah, so we're up to 10th in minor league systems. Is that because of our players this season? According to this, we're not. According to this, we are here still. We did have some players sign, or not sign. Yeah, we had some players sign. So let's go ahead and lock down their promotion. Guys, I got to pause just a second. All right, sorry about that. Most of you know I am a broadcaster for an independent league baseball team during the summer, and I just got notification that we re-signed one of our best players from last year, so I'm pretty excited about that. Anyway, so I see why he dropped to 50, because it moved him to center field. Put him back in line, or maybe not. I don't know. All right, so what were we doing? We were going to try to trade Eric Feddy. Let's see what we can get for Feddy. Let's just look at pitchers. We get Contreras. I mean, Contreras probably isn't a bad return given that we aren't going to re-sign Feddy. Griffin Jacks. What's his ARB? I mean, I guess his ARB number doesn't really matter. We aren't hard up for cash, but Jacks isn't bad. I mean, I think he probably only has next year in arbitration, but Andy's 30. Man, that stinks. Why does he have to be 30? Jax is probably the best pitcher available. Contreras is probably the best bet, though, given his age and the fact that there's still some development there. I think we're okay with this. Roansy Contreras. Can we get anything else back from Baltimore? Beavers is Rule 5 eligible. He's the number 47 prospect in the game. I don't know much about Baltimore's minor league system short of the studs that they have. So we get Judd Fabian. I don't hate that. Another good defensive outfielder. Still has some room for growth. I wouldn't have to give up much in return to add that to things. What about Vance Honeycutt? Can we do that? Honeycutt's really good defensively. Yeah, I don't. Judd Fabian's not bad. Again, we're trading a 30-something-year-old pitcher, a 32-year-old pitcher, for a couple of guys in their mid 20s. I could trade Sonny Gray. If I traded Sonny Gray, I'd want something more substantial in return. So maybe we see what the options are there. I don't mind this. Jalme Ramirez, a 23-year-old. Ryan Holiday. No, I like the control there. Dukanich. He's 21. He looks all right, though. Jack Findley. Baez. Yeah, I mean, I think Braden Davis. Brunelli Franco looks all right, but he's just 18. I mean, I don't know. Here, Rainiel Rodriguez, a catcher who can't really catch. The bat looks all right, though. The bat looks okay. I'm not ready to give up on that yet. What do we got here? Brant Thompson. We'll go Brant Thompson. So Roansy Contreras, Judd Fabian for Eric Feddy and Brant Thompson. I don't know if either of those players will work out, but it gets us younger and trades for some players who don't really have a future with our team. Now we have to send another pitcher to the minors. So I think Contreras goes into the rotation. You know, John King at age 30. Liberatore hasn't been good. Can we send him down? We can. All right. So that's what our rotation looks like. Is Fabian. Fabian is here as well. Disable. All right. So that's been a couple of deals that we've made. We'll keep simming ahead here a few more days. And then we'll kind of look at maybe some of the big fish. We'll look at trading Sonny Gray, even if we have to retain a little bit. Let's play a few more days. How long have I been recording? This video is getting up to about an hour, which I was hoping to avoid, but I figured this this episode with the draft and the deadline might take a little bit longer. This has just been an awful month. How many games have we won this month? 2? Yeah, 2 and 12. All right. Let's look at Sonny Gray. He's making a buttload of money next season, but you know there are some teams that can afford it. Nobody that wants to. What if I retained 50%? We've got the money. we retain, we get some offers. Luis Gil is. I hate to take Luis Gil just because I'm 99% sure that these numbers will all drop once we pick them up. Ryan Watson from Toronto. Bleh. What if we retain 75%? And let's go all players. I would prefer a pitcher, but. Javier Assad from the Cubs, no. A lot of very underwhelming returns. We can get Mark Vientos from the Mets. Pretty good stick. 27 home runs last year. Good defensive outfielder. That's disappointing. Pitchers. I mean, we might be just, I don't want to say stuck with Gray, but we might be stuck with Gray until next season. Yeah, nothing there. All right, what about Arenado? What if we retained 50% on Nolan? Again, he's not making that much money. I think it's 16 next season and then 50 the next. Nobody wants Arenado. That's really surprising. Yeah, he has absolutely no value. Can we get Luis Gil for like nothing? No. Donovan, Gorman, Herrera, Newbar. Okay. So I think we might be done with the trade deadline unless we want to. I don't know. I mean, does anybody want Steven Matz or Miles Mikolas? They've both been bad, but what if I retain 100%? We'll offer both of these guys up with everything retained, and if we can get any sort of, I don't think it's gonna matter. I don't think anybody's interested in either of those players, but we will see. Nope. All right. Is there anybody else on our roster that we'd want to move on from? I mean, Donovan next year, that contract spikes, but financially we're not in bad shape. So I'm thinking from a value perspective, is there anybody that we'd want to move on from? Newbar should be hitting better than he is, man. I don't understand this. Anybody want Lars? Okay, some people want Lars. Returns of value for Newbar? Not particularly. I mean, Isaac Paredes we could bring back, or bring in, I guess you could say. I mean, Paredes is a monster. I mean, I like Paredes. I mean, I really do. First base, third base, DH for us. He's bounced around a bit, but I mean, Paredes maybe. Isaac Paredes is looking like an interesting option. Simeon Woods Richardson, he looks all right. Rice, Vientos. Luzardo's only 27. Feels like he's been around forever, man. Yeah, let's talk. I mean, let's talk to Houston. Let's talk to Houston about Paredes. This is a trade that what can we do it without Newbar? You want Brendan Donovan for Yeah, I mean, this feels like a no-brainer. Gives us a right-handed power bat. Can we get anything else? We get Jacob Melton. That's an elite defensive outfielder. No. What about Dave Dombrowski's kid? No, I don't want him. Anybody on the big league roster? Because Houston's bad in out of the park 26 from what I've seen. So we might. Can we get a Brian Abreu? What's his ARB number? 6 million. Can we get Abreu? We have to give up. Yeah. Donovan looks okay. He's popular. He's angry. He's a better defensive player than Paredes is, but Paredes is that bat, man. I'm gonna make that deal. Traded for an all-star. Let's go. All right, so we pick up Isaac Paredes. Where are we short? Are we short? Yeah, we need a backup. Well, Paredes can be in there every day. It's just a matter of where we're gonna put him. So I think for now he starts at DH. Bat him fourth. Gorman fifth. Arenado, yeah, we'll do that. And then against lefties, absolutely, he's in there every day, and we'll swap him and Walker. Yeah, we got ourselves a stud bat. Maybe not hit for a super high average, but in theory, should hit a lot of home runs, draw a lot of walks. I mean, a lot of walks, right? I mean, 65 avoid K, 75 I. We'll get a scouting report just to be safe. And I think that's going to be it for the trade deadline. So we'll go ahead and sim up to the actual deadline itself as we keep losing games. Looks like all of our players have signed. Garcia is a 50 out of 80, and it looks like our scout thinks his ratings are pretty comparable to what they showed up as in through our scouting rather than through those other ones that were showing up that showed him not quite as talented. So we will disable AI promotions here. I think Elwanger with those 45s out of the chute is going to start here in A-ball. Everybody else will kind of start where they are. Areola. What happens if I just do this and shift it up a bit? Yeah, he moves up. That's fine. All right. Okay. So we need to just keep simming forward. We're like 2-15 or something here in the month. Yeah, 2-15 in the month of July. Absolutely melting down. Contreras with his first start. It's a 3-1 loss. He pitched well, though. Another loss, 2-17 this month. Hey, we win 1-0 behind Michael McGreevy. Gives us 7 shutout innings. Estrada has been trucked in his last couple of outings. He's still going to be our closer. Slayton has come on and given us 3 shutouts so far. Paredes, 2 for 17. Yeah, cool. Steven Matz, you can be as angry as you want. According to this, we have the best minor league system in the game. How is that possible? Where are we? Because it hasn't updated, but somehow we have the best prospect pool in the game. That's a thing. Okay. Hey, we win. Sonny Gray picks up a victory. We win 8-2. Paredes 2 for 4, 3 RBIs. Nootbaar hits his 15th. Gray pitches well. So the next episode, guys, is going to be the off season. So the way I normally do these is once I get through the trade deadline, I sim to the end of the season. And if we're in the playoff hunt, I will pause, a week or two before the season ends, and we'll do kind of the pennant race. Had to do the pennant race, but if we're out of the pennant race, which it looks like we are, I will just sim to the end of the regular season. I want to take Hamilton and move there. We'll sim to the end of the regular season, and the next episode will be the postseason. So we'll probably get a bit of a longer episode next episode, too. But then those in-season ones probably be a little bit shorter. So we win back-to-back games. We win 3 in a row to end the month. Paredes drives in 2. Palante pitches well. Slayton continues to pitch well for us. It is the trade deadline. Let's go ahead and sim through that. It's hard to believe we're 22 games under 500 and we're still just 14 games out of first place. All right, so Paredes speed drops. I don't really care about that, but yeah, happy with that pickup. Garcia, his potential rating drop, but the potential eye gets better. Happy with that pickup. Weatherholt continues to hit. Oof. JJ. Let's call him up to AAA. He's not that far off. Ladder was one of our picks this season, 15th round, so I'm not terribly concerned that he dropped. We got to change this to league and organization. Yeah, I mean, we'll take a quick look at the stats. I mean, I don't want to spend too much time on year one nonsense since we're so bad. But McGreevy hasn't been terrible this year, a 3.56 FIP. That ERA is at 5.26. So he might be a keeper. He might be a keeper as part of the new wave of Cardinals. Sonny Gray's had a good season. Estrada's been awful for us. Only got up 7 hits, but that control is just brutal. He's walked 11 in 9 innings. So if he gets that control down, he'll be okay. Slayton with us hasn't given up an earned run. He's given up an earned run all year in 13 innings. And then that's about it. Everybody else has been bad. Palante, really league average. And then from there, it's been awful. A couple of starts for Contreras, 3 starts, 11 Ks and 13 2/3. Offensively, looking at fielding ratings here. Ciani, Wynn, Newbar, all really good defensively. Hamilton's been above average at second base since we picked him up. Gorman, hopefully moving him to first will change things here a little bit. Not quite yet, but better than what he was doing at second. Walker's been bad in the field. Even Arenado's been bad in the field. So we haven't been good, but that's going to do it for this episode, guys. So the next episode will be the end of the regular season, the end of the postseason, actually, and it will be the off-season episode. So thank you so much for watching. Appreciate the support so far on this series, and I'll talk to everybody soon. Bye-bye.